Howdy guys, Jesse Haynes here with CardLines.com. It is Friday, June 30th, so we are back with another weekly update. We're going to look at some product previews. We've got National Treasures, we've got Panini 1 football, we have some DraftKings stuff from Dynasty Rewards to their new physical trading card marketplace, and some other awesome stuff that we're going to be covering throughout this video. You don't want to miss any of it. But first, I want to kindly remind all you guys to like and subscribe. Super easy, just press that thumbs up. Press that subscribe button, and if you want to click on the bell to enable notifications, it means a lot to us. And now let's get into the weekly recap. So we have published 9 stories over the last 7 days since I did my last video, so we're going to look through some of them. I made a video about this one, that DraftKings has this Dynasty Rewards program. It's the best loyalty program I've seen in DFS, and I've played on several different DFS platforms. It is fantastic. You can win all kinds of things like a new dirt bike, new Apple gear, a trip for you and your closest friend to go hunt for truffles in Italy or something. I was trying to imagine like a world where I played Derrick Henry as RB2 and somehow because of that choice end up looking for fancy mushrooms abroad. But it's all possible. And if you're playing DraftKings DFS, all you need to do is basically read this article and realize how you earn points, because you're earning them either way, but you can slightly tweak how you play the game to earn more points and get cooler rewards. Shay wrote a fantastic story about the merger of CGC and CSG. Those are two that confuse me. I hate trying to say those both together, especially in the same sentence. But now they're emerging, so now they're going to be CGC, SGC, CGC, CSG, CGC. So now they're going to be CSGC, GSCCG, CGC, CSG, that's the wrong one. So hopefully they do a rebrand and come up with a better unified name. But now once they merge, they're going to become the world's second biggest card grading company after PSA. I think Shay put it best when he said a collective yawn has been the response from the sports card end of the hobby. And if you're watching this video, I'm guessing you're a sports card guy more so than a trading card guy. It's cool. They merged. Go read the article. Next. So now DraftKings is offering physical trading cards. They're getting into the breaking space where you're buying NFT tokens. They're opening boxes. It's all the normal stuff. The big takeaway for me for the new DraftKings thing is there's going to be some cross-pollination. Like there are some sports card collectors that do not play DFS, and in the same vein, there are going to be some DFS people that don't collect sports cards. But there's a huge pool of DFS people on DraftKings that are about to be exposed to sports card and sports card breaking. So maybe it brings in some new collectors and some new money into the market. Not a bad thing. There's not a world where I imagine this being a bad thing. I wrote this article about Panini 1 football, and my takeaway is you're paying $500 for a 1-card box. If you get a monster Kenny Pickett autograph, it's probably going to be worth just barely north of $500. So I would avoid this product like it's going to start the next pandemic. National Treasures is about to drop, everybody's favorite high-end brand. We have the Kenny Pickett RPA coming, the Brock Purdy RPA coming. A lot of cool cards that are going to be accompanying this one. That is so pretty. I like those black RPAs. So it's going to be a $3,000 box. You're going to get 6 autographs or memorabilia cards per. Of course, this insane high-end potential. And while $3,000 seems like a lot, that's pretty cheap compared to previous releases of this product. So I don't know. National Treasures is always one that has a few $10,000+ cards. I also dropped an article about the noteworthy sports card releases that are coming up in July, along with buying and selling advice, which products you should pass on, which products you should buy to hold. A lot of cool stuff. I did a YouTube short, my first ever YouTube short about this, so I encourage you guys to check that one out. Go to our watch list, and I just summarized all of this in a minute, so I'm not going to mess with it too much today. But there are definitely some good products dropping this year, and then there are some like Score 2023 football that are absolute snoozers. ESPN did this cool article about Breaking's mainstream ascension, and I wrote about it in our newsletter yesterday. Everybody be sure to subscribe to that. All you have to do is click right here and enter your email if you're not subscribed. So it was a really interesting article. I talked about how there's some condemnation in, like, just from this high-level analytical view when we're using words like controversial and uncertain, and the way they talk about breakers as if they are zombified and absorb this rapt audience. the way this image depicts this breaker is this everyman godlike figure who stands out with this strong orange in the sea of these pale blue, dead-ish passive audience, and they're all just entranced by the allure of cards. Not very attractive look for collectors, can't say that I love that, but it's not a terrible article. There's some really cool history lessons within, so enjoyed reading through it and learned a few things. It ended up being a little bit more positive than I anticipated it being. In some ways it feels more like a history lesson than an actual takedown on sports card breaking. But there's a talk about how it can be considered gambling, basically, on cards. And that's not a big surprise to me when you're comparing breaking sports cards to gambling. I've done the same thing in the past, and I think in 2020 a lot of the sports card boom happened because people that you had gambling money for live sports moved that money into card opening, card breaks, because there were no live sports to bet on. But in general, good article, great assessment piece right here by Shay. Really want you to check this one out. This is probably my favorite piece of the week. Finally, Topps is bringing back the MVP buyback program that hit the shelves last year, and I thought it was super exciting. Everybody really did enjoy it. So all you had to do was just trade in your cards of the MVP, and from different tiers of rarity, you got different paybacks. So last year was Aaron Judge and Paul Goldschmidt. So if you sent those in, even the base cards were $20 redemption value for Topps website. And the more you sent in, the more moolah you got back in redemption credit. So it's really cool. It is a fun way to kind of gamify collecting throughout the season and speculating, hoping you land some cards of the MVP. These base cards are not going to sell for $20. So if you can figure out early on in the season who's probably going to be the MVP or who you think could be, and kind of stock up some of their cards, cool way to get some Topps credit and site credit for the website. Alright guys, that's all we got for this week. Thank you so much for watching the video. Comment below with your thoughts from any of your favorite articles this week and anything you're looking forward to seeing next week. Like and subscribe and come back for another video. Thanks!